Before we get into the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Definitely subscribe if you're new, and definitely hit that like button, and that helps the channel to grow. And we have like in-depth conversations on videos every week, so you can get involved, hear your opinion, get your opinion heard, have discussions with other people, and I really appreciate that. Thanks. Now let's get to the video.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
What's up, YouTube? This is your boy Rashawn White, RB Dubs, and I am back. Yes, I am back. For those of you guys that are new, I've been on winter break from school since November, from the end of November until I just got back yesterday onto campus, back to school. And I didn't make a video during that time. I don't usually make videos during that break because I usually use that time to, settle down and spend time with my family and things like that. But now I am back. I am back making videos every weekly, and it's good to be back. Just wanted to say that for my new subscribers home. During the break, I got a message from my friend, and he told me, oh, you should check out this documentary about R.Kelly that's been coming on TV. And he was like, oh, you should do a video about it on campus, when you get back. And I was like, okay, I'll check it out. And then my grandmother, she was also watching the documentary as well. She was telling me about it too, saying how good this documentary was and how everyone was talking about it. And then I was seeing it, I'm very active on Instagram, and as I'm scrolling on there, I'm seeing people talk about it over there too, all these different celebrities talking about it too. So, I decided to check it out myself. Actually, my grandmother's watching it. I watched it with her. In this video, I just wanted to give my opinion. I see everyone giving their opinions. I wanted to give my opinion on the documentary. Overall, I, as a person, as an individual, I always, you always heard about the things that R. Kelly did, on TV. And one of the interesting things they talked about in the documentary, how like people made jokes out of it, like on Saturday Night Live, and in cartoons like the like the Boondocks and things like that, where they made jokes out of it, And that's basically where I always, heard about the things that R. Kelly did. And I feel like this documentary, for a lot of people, including my grandmother, including myself, it really opened up our eyes to the extent of the things that R. Kelly did to these survivors, to these women. And it really opened up my eyes to me, and it really honestly made me sick to my stomach, and it was pretty disgusting to hear about how he treated these women. In the documentary, it said how he essentially treated these women like less than a person. He had them like in separate rooms. They couldn't talk to each other, and he had buckets in each room where they would use to use the bathroom, and they were only allowed to dump the bucket when he said they were allowed to, and they weren't allowed to look at him while they were eating. And he had all these rules for them, and then if they disobeyed the rules, he wouldn't feed them, wouldn't talk to them. There was even physical abuse and things like that. And it really made me sick to my stomach to hear about these things that he did to these girls. And it was especially sad to hear about how these girls, their parents not having seen them in years and years, because they've been with R. Kelly. The parents put their kids in one case, they put them in the trust of R. Kelly, claiming that because she was a singer, and that he was going to elevate her career because, he's R. Kelly, he has all these connections to these record labels and all these people and these influencers, and that turned out to go in the completely wrong direction. Very interesting documentary. It went very much in depth about all the sexual allegations made against R. Kelly. Even got personal accounts from the survivors, even from some of the families of some of the victims as well. And I thought that was very interesting, the in-depth interviews that they did with each of the individuals. I thought that was a very interesting part of the documentary. It's just sad. It's sad to hear about what he did to these women, and what he did to the families, and especially what he did to his wife, what he put his wife through, and children. You know, in the documentary, you see this interview of his wife. She even talked about taking her own life, that it got so bad, all these allegations made against R. Kelly, that she even thought about leaving her children and taking her own life. And I just thought that was, you know, really horrible and really sad to hear. Another interesting point that was brought up in the documentary was I heard a man say that it would have been a different story if, you know, the victims or the survivors that he preyed on were Caucasian instead of black. It's still wrong whether they're Caucasian or black. That's not to say that it's not wrong if they're Caucasian. That's to say that what they were saying, and my grandma also said the same thing, what they're saying is that it would have been handled differently. Trial probably wouldn't have taken so long to happen. I know it took a lot of years for R. Kelly to finally go to trial for the allegations that were made against him. And that's what I think these people meant by saying that, you know, if the children were Caucasian, that it wouldn't be handled differently, is that the case would have happened more earlier than instead of waiting years for it to, you know, happen. I thought that was an interesting point as well. Very interesting how, you know, R. Kelly has the nerve to say that he was disgusted by the documentary. That's one thing that was going through my mind. I was watching documentaries, you know, how R. Kelly felt about it. You know, did he watch the documentary? He says he feels disgusted and that his legal team wants to, or they had wanted to sue, you know, Lifetime for pursuing with the documentary, but Lifetime didn't care, and they pursued with filming the documentary and putting the documentary out anyway, which I am glad that they did. And, you know, R. Kelly says he feels disgusted. And really, me personally, honest, I really don't care how he feels about the documentary. This is, you know, this is something that people should see, something that people should know about, especially his fans, people that pay money, and people who, you know, listen to his music and, you know, promote him. An interesting thing I saw on Instagram was Jada Pinkett Smith saying how she didn't understand how his music, the amount of people listening to his music or his numbers have spiked instead of going down since the documentary has come out. And I thought that was an interesting point. I don't know why that's the case. Someone had commented on that saying that it's probably because people are going back to listen to the music to see, you know, listen to some of the questionable lyrics that may have been in there, to see as to if those may have been signs to the behavior that happened later on. I don't see what's the point in doing that. I mean, you know, even if you do find lyrics that may have insinuated such behavior, I don't think that changes anything. And back to the original point, that's just helping him, that's just building up his numbers. So the point of this is, you know, hashtag mute R. Kelly, is to not listen to any more of his music, and to, you know, not to continue to help him and to promote him, is to, you know, promote this sick person, this predator who's doing this to these women and, you know, treating them this way, treating them like animals and taking them away from their families so that their families don't even get to see them. And then it's sad too, because their families, you know, barely have a say, because a lot of these girls, you know, are above 18 years old. So, you know, their parents can't really force them to do anything, but of course they still worry about them and their well-being because, you know, that's their child. And like I said, I just wanted to give my opinion on the documentary. In terms of the documentary itself, I thought it was very well filmed, you know, given the personal account interviews. I know there were some celebrities that refused to, you know, be interviewed for the documentary, like Jay-Z, Lady Gaga, to name a few. And, you know, I'm just glad that this came out in the way that it did, to like open up people's eyes to the extent of the situation, to the extent of, you know, how bad this R. Kelly thing actually is. Also wanted to mention after R. Kelly documentary, there's that thing that came out about Drake, you know, groping and inappropriately touching that 17-year-old girl at one of his concerts, I think like a few years ago. It looked pretty old. I heard it was from like 2010. I saw the video, and what I think about that is, you know, that's horrible too. You shouldn't be inappropriately touching a girl like that, especially after learning about her age. Like, it's not like he didn't know how old she was. It's like he explicitly asked her age and she told him, and he still continued to, you know, touch her inappropriately, touching her breasts, saying how he loved how her breasts feel against him, like completely sick stuff. And I was really surprised to hear about that. Like the R. Kelly stuff, I was surprised about, but you know, I already knew something about that. But the drink thing was just completely new to me, and that was just a horrible and very disappointing thing to hear. Because I know, like, for a lot of people, it was disappointing to hear about R. Kelly because a lot of people look up to him. And it was also disappointing for me to hear about that type of behavior from Drake, because Drake is an artist I look up to, and I listen to a lot of his music. So that was not great to, hear about from him. Let me guys know what you think about those two situations. Let me know what you think about the Drake situation and about the documentary. And, let me know what you guys' opinions were. Comment down below what your opinions were, and we can talk and have a discussion, because I respond to all the comments. And, to my returning subscribers, thank you for always, supporting the channel. And to any new subscribers, please, hit that subscribe button and subscribe to the channel. We always have discussions about different topics going on in the world like this. So if you want your opinion to be heard, if you want to have an in-depth discussion about some important things happening in the world, then definitely hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and comment down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. It's your boy, Sean White, R.B. Dubs. I'm out of here.
The cup, send me to the county, no. Hey, little skate, little flap. I don't think you want no smoke. Real reason these niggas hate me, cause these lame ass niggas broke. Ain't no cap in my game, shout the slime.